So, ladies and gentlemen, Cameron was just telling me about his monthly payment for his optional pneuma, penis enlargement surgery, with the $7,000 ball upgrade, testicular enlargement as well. So, Cameron, could you please tell us about your penis and balls?
Yeah, well, you say optional like I had a choice, but I feel like when you're born with a little shriveled shrimp like I was,
Yeah.
the choices are basically kill yourself or get the pneuma. So I did shell out for the pneuma, and
Nope.
overall, I would say I'm happy with it. I think that there are some unexpected adjustments. It's very wide. I'm actually unable to have sex now, which before, while disappointing,
Like a can of Bush's baked beans.
yeah, like the family can,
Yeah.
like a family, or more like a can of crushed tomatoes,
Yeah.
Not that long, obviously. I mean, it should be so lucky, but they don't have the technology for that.
Maybe
But,
like a couple tuna cans stacked on each other.
yeah, maybe a
Yeah.
couple, yeah.
Maybe.
It's like a hockey puck. So now, like, if I want to get off, it's like, have you ever played Golden Tee
No.
with the little ball that you roll? It's very similar to that. That's kind of my new MO. But
Wax on, wax off kind of
yeah,
situation.
I mean, honestly, yeah, I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah.
So I won't laugh at it because it wasn't
Mr.
my
Miyagi
joke, but
ass.
it was, yeah, it's kind of like that. But the only thing that's a little weird is that I've noticed that there are like sharp plastic edges ripping through the skin of my shaft, which
Yeah.
they didn't mention that when I got it. They said that I would have an awesome, huge cock. And instead it's like kind of, I mean, it's awesome. You know, I'm trying to be really
You got a
positive
couple
about
spirit
this.
shafts going into your penis, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's different. But I'm adjusting. It's very expensive. It's very expensive. It's very expensive. So adapting to that, I've had to change a lot of other things about my lifestyle. I can actually no longer afford dates. So, give and take. Like, I have a cock.
Just a man and his penis, yeah.
I have a cock worth seeing now, but also no one to see it. So,
Yeah.
like I said, it's like all lifestyle adjustments. But
Yeah.
ultimately, I think it'll be worth it
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
down the road.
it's
After
down
some
the,
extensive
right now
rehabbing.
there's a fetid stench that emanates even while you're fully clothed. One can
Wait, really?
One can sense that there's some rotting flesh.
It's hot to the
beneath
touch.
layers. There's some pus.
Like hot to the touch.
Yeah.
Not warm.
Some leakage, some seepage.
I mean, you seem to know an awful
Anyway,
lot about it. Did you get one? You said you you wouldn't come with me for because there was the group discount that if you
I
went
only got
in
the
a
balls.
duo.
I only got the balls. I just want the balls. It actually, they really tried to talk me up on the penis, but they were very reticent to enlarge the balls only. But as you know, I've had a lifelong fascination with increasing my ball size.
Yeah.
Which I've done certain exercises for that, stretchings, and like a pin rolling.
Yeah, there was
You know what
that
I mean,
whole
to try to
period, that
flat-
whole Ayurveda thing where you were
Yeah.
you would eat dairy products and then you wouldn't eat dairy products, and there was the
Yeah.
stretching on the ball rack, which you did ask me to help
that's right.
you
Yeah,
with, but I was
or
busy.
hanging from a clothesline.
Yeah, doing like the Batman
Which
hang.
is actually a good core exercise as well. You just have to lay
If you
out
can
straight.
manage pull-ups while you're or sit-ups while you're doing it,
Yeah.
more power to you. The problem is sometimes, if there's like a breeze or something, you'll get a bit of a twist going, and then you end up with this.
Oh yeah. You start kind of like spinning. Like
Yeah,
you ever
yeah.
see that video of the person being airlifted in a helicopter,
Yeah.
like a medical helicopter?
Yeah,
And they just start
it's like a
spinning,
lady, and she gets spun like
she gets fucked
Like
up.
100
They keep
miles
trying
an
to
hour
raise
spun,
and
like-
lower her because they're like, how the fuck do we stop this from happening? Like this poor woman, brains just completely scrambled. you know?
coming out of her nose. Poor lady.
Yeah, so yeah, I have
day.
had upwards of a dozen testicular torsions throughout my life. through these exercises. But now through the beauty of the penis new man elective ball new man procedure, I now have large and unwieldy balls. They're kind of like my scrotum is.
Did you
sort
say
of
wieldy
like an elephant
balls?
ear. I can unwieldy balls.
Oh, I was gonna say I've never heard anybody say wieldy. Like I'm assuming that it must be technically a word, but
no. But I can flap them like an elephant can its ears to like keep myself warm and cool on a hot day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's cool. I mean, that's is it worth the price of admission? I don't know, but it seems neat.
No, my family is dying.
What? So you shouldn't have spent your money on that? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
You should have spent your money on life-saving treatment for your whole family.
Food, groceries, utility bills. Yeah, no.
Oh, dying of like not having basic needs met. Jesus,
Yeah.
that's bleak, dude. They're not like dying of a disease. They're just hard up. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can somebody who's good at budgeting help me, please? My family is dying.
I spent every cent I had on the penis new man, and now my family can't afford to live. So
Yeah.
very-
Now my children are drinking
Piss.
water out of puddles.
I've got my kids drinking aged piss, telling them that it's therapeutic and that it will help the hunger pangs. go
Heavy
away.
on the sediment, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they say that the piss of a prepubescent boy is the most therapeutic.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, that's true. That's a thing. Well, okay, let me rephrase. That's not true, but that is a thing that people say. Yeah, that you're, especially like if it's your own kids, you should drink their piss. Which
That's
I think
probably
is
something
child abuse. I think that is
Yeah.
child abuse.
Well, mommy found the piss drawer.
Tim, please piss.
Yeah, that billionaire Brian Johnson who injects his son's blood. I wonder if he also drinks his son's piss. Yeah.
I'd be surprised if he hasn't given it a shot.
Oh, he has absolutely slurped upon a piss bottle.
I bet there's a lot of things that haven't like become part of the regimen that aren't like being talked about that he's tried.
Yeah.
I would love to see a list of the things that he deemed not worth doing that he's like done once.
Results unclear.
Yeah,
Won't continue. Won't continue.
I liked it, but I don't think that it helped me get younger.
Yeah, so I had to put it on the shelf. Maybe down the road, when more data comes out, I'll get back to drinking my son's piss.
Yeah, dude, injecting himself with bull shark testosterone.
Yeah.
Just going absolutely fucking ape shit like every day. Like, he's like, I can smell everyone around me.
Yeah.
Is there a woman in estrus within a mile of me? Dude, that'd be the sickest superpower of all. If I could choose, I'm gonna actually change that. So a lot of times people say they could fly, they could, whatever. I want to be able to smell women's periods. From, I don't know, not like a crazy distance. I don't want to be OP, but like,
Yeah.
like maybe from like a mile away. I want to be able to track a woman by the scent of her estrus.
Yeah. For what reason?
Just be sick, dude. Just to know, man. Just to know. Like to be able to look at a girl and
every
just be
time
like,
you see a woman who is, at that time of the month, you just hold up your fist like,
yeah,
stay strong.
Every time
Stay
I
strong,
see like
sister.
a period having person, and I'm just like, I know. I know.
Yeah.
Having a rough week.
No.
Yeah, I can
Been
tell.
there, sister.
No, I can smell it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be sick, man.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man.
Yeah, what
That'd
would
be
your
cool as
superpower
fuck.
be? Flight or something?
Bigger balls.
Like bigger than you have now?
Oh, way bigger, my man. Way fucking bigger.
I guess the power would be if your balls were that big, but you could like go on living and like carry them around, no problem.
Oh yeah, just like sling them over my shoulder.
Yeah, dude, walking around with like a pair of like silly putty balls that are just huge,
Yeah.
like 100 pounds plus.
What's up,
But
y'all?
it's like
Yeah,
no
I
big
just
deal.
got my balls right there.
You can
yeah.
swing them and
Could
hit
play
people.
them like fucking congos or something.
Or like bagpipes, dude. Put them under your arm.
Yeah.
And... That'd be sweet, man.
Yeah,
That's pretty
Hell yeah,
good.
I'm a ballsman.
Yeah, and what would our superhero team be?
People that don't have any friends.
The bodily function boys.
Yeah, the bodily function. Yeah,
We would have like a guy with us who's like piss could actually cure cancer. There'd be like what other powers would we have?
He just like goes to like fucking oncology clinics. He's like, no, seriously, just drink my piss, you'll be fine.
Yeah, right. A woman who can launch breast milk like as hard as a power washer. It'll break skin. Be careful.
Unhand her.
A dude who like every time he eats his own boogers, he gets like I don't know, goes into like some sort of fugue state and can punch through like a drywall.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, this is a great superhero team.
Yeah, you fucking Avengers. Who?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to know. It's good to know that like we haven't lost our boyish wonder as we've entered our I guess mid-30s. Well, I feel like I will be mid-30s soon. You are mid-30s. I'll be mid-30s very soon.
I don't know if we need to say that.
Why?
We need to make me feel bad.
Oh, it shouldn't make you feel bad. I feel like the 30s are the best. You are older than me. Is that not a problem?
30s are the best. Is the statement of a person who fucked up their 20s.
You feel like your 20s were better than your 30s? Do you think most people feel that way?
Should have been better. They should have been better.
Well, I was gonna say, like, well, I don't know though. Like, I mean, physically, yes. I would
See,
say
the problem is
physically
that
my 20s were better, but emotionally, mentally, my ability to enjoy my 20s was not there in the same way that my ability to enjoy my 30s has been. So maybe you're right. Maybe that's not how everyone feels.
Yeah, you're right. What I'm saying is these are the statements of somebody unfucking themselves from their 20s says in their 30s.
That's fair.
Which,
That's fair.
same.
Yeah. No, true. Yeah. And I guess I will mention, I'll pat myself on the back on that note. For those who have listened to the podcast for a long time, I'm sure that you've, maybe not actually. I don't really know. Like, I know Evan probably has, but I don't know how obvious this is to everybody. But I mean, to me, it's really obvious.
You've mentioned it.
I know I've mentioned it, but like, there was a period of time where I was pretty ganked up, like even like doing this show. And I have 2 years sober today, so I'm very excited about that. And it's been easier to be my friend, I think, and easier to work on a project with me. Not much, maybe. Like I'm difficult naturally.
Neither of us are easy.
No, yeah, well, right, but we're not. I'm not like I didn't bring this up to like dunk on you, like. But yeah, I mean, but I will say it's been the best decision ever. And if anybody out there is like considering sobering up, for me it was alcohol. I stopped drinking, and it's the best decision I've ever made. Best decision I've ever made twice, because this is my second time getting 2 years. But starting tomorrow, we're in uncharted territory, and highly recommend it. And won't be preachy about it. Lots of people have normal relationships with drinking, and like Evan, for example, can have like 2 beers and just like stop, which is. So jealous of that. But
I also have something of a physical response these days to beer that also helps me stop at 2. Like last night, I had 2 beers, and for like the first time in like years, I drank an IPA. So when I woke up this morning, I was so fucking congested Because like I've developed some sort of allergy to beer, starting in my 20s, and like pilsners I can drink fine, but if I have like any kind of ale other than like a sour for some reason, but most ales and especially like IPAs, I have a quite physical response to that.
Yeah, true. And I mean, do you find have you fucked around with the NA beers at all?
I have not. Yeah.
So the thing about NA beers that's great, and I think I actually know a lot of people that still drink, but that will like fucking drink NA beers, like, because they taste, at this point there's good ones and they taste good, right? They taste like real beer. And one thing I've noticed is that they are so much easier on the tongue than real beer ever was. And I don't know if that's like a unique experience to me, whatever, but it's like whatever. If you're not trying to get drunk and you just want to like a cold beer, then it's cool. But if you still want to catch like a little buzz, then it doesn't obviously do that part. That's the part it doesn't do. But
folks,
folks, if you, I'm not gonna lie. There's the major difference.
Not gonna lie,
you won't get fucked up.
Ain't gonna get your butt.
But but you will
unless
be
you drink
more
like
able...
100 of them in like 5 minutes.
It would. But I'm trying to think how many it would have to be. It would have to be a lot. Yeah, it's way more than your body.
Yeah, because some of them have like
contain.
0.5, right?
Well, okay. So the way that works is, in the United States, if there is any trace alcohol in a beverage of that type, the minimum amount they're able to print on the can is 0.5 or less. They actually generally have substantially less than that, but that number is a little fucking tricky. And I get it. Like, a lot of people don't drink them because like the idea that there's any alcohol is bad for them mentally and like not good for their sobriety. So whatever. But scientifically, like, there's more alcohol than that in orange juice that you buy at the store. There's more alcohol than that in a loaf of bread. Like, there's trace alcohol in basically anything where yeast and sugar interact at all. Yeah. So any fruit juice, whatever. But and there's more than 0.5% in those things. But the lowest they're allowed to print on the can is 0.5 or less. But it's generally less. Yeah. And some of them are 0, right? Like Heineken 0 is 0. And whatever.
Some of them just straight up say 0.0.
Yeah, the amount of those that you would have to drink to feel anything is... I can't imagine there's a person alive with a belly big enough for it.
Oh, yeah, or you would just, like, overhydrate and die because you would lyse yourself.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like you would have to drink so much of it that it'd be wild.
Like, dangerous.
You'd be more likely to get bread drunk than you, and which is, like, not going to happen to you unless you eat, like, 6 loaves of bread. So, anyway, whatever. I digress. Yeah. We don't need to keep talking about the sobriety thing, but I hope that it's noticeable that I'm not, like, a fucking disaster. For anybody that's been listening to the show long enough, there were definitely episodes where I was blasted.
Dude, there's one episode in particular where...
Yeah, horrible. I
was looking at you, like, your face was, like, like, you were just, like, burping, and, like, you're just, like, red in the face, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I actually can't go back. I can't listen to, like, the first... 60 episodes of the show. Like, it's really embarrassing. But yeah, there's one episode in particular where I went back and like redubbed all my own audio. And it's like, if you know that, I don't remember what episode it is, but if you know that it's there, like,
I know which one it is. I won't say it, but I do know which one.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Oh, dude, I'm sure you know exactly which one it was. But anyway, yeah, it's a big change, and it's cool. And so I will just say, if you're out there and you're struggling with anything like that, like, it's better. It's better when you stop. So, however you get there, you should try, because life's good.
Yeah, it's also fun. It's also fun because, like, I was like a fucking I definitely considered myself an alcoholic at one point as well, but I somehow have been able to, for the most part, alleviate that. So, like, I can have a couple drinks.
Yeah, I wouldn't call you an alcoholic for that reason. I think you might have had a drinking problem, but I do think there's a difference. Like, I think that you have a pretty good ability to, like, regulate and stuff. I mean, you like to fucking party, but I don't think that's the same thing. And I think that you were probably engaging in problem drinking, but I don't think that you're...
Oh, yeah. But
I mean, who am I to tell you? I just...
Yeah. No, but yeah, after I first got my surgery on my leg, like, I was, like, so, like, obsessed with, like, not getting, like, fucked on painkillers that I didn't realize that I was just drinking 24/7 to, like, dull the pain.
Totally.
But it is one of the things that's nice, such as tonight. not drinking anymore is that like I remember the shows that I go to now. You know what I mean? Like when we go to concerts, like when we were in our 20s, like dude, I do like try to think of like even just the bands I've seen live and shit like that. I'm like, I don't even fucking remember.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's crazy, dude. I specifically remember a period of time where I was trying to stop drinking or take a break from drinking, like, God, when we were probably 23.
Yeah.
And we were going to this, and this is before, you know, we have other friends that are sober and whatever.
Yeah.
And we were going to Worcester, and we had gotten a hotel room to go see like a show. And I showed up, and I had brought myself, at the time there were way less good fake beers, so I had like brought myself like a 6-pack of O'Doul's, because I was like, I want to still have beers with the boys, but I'm really trying to not drink. And you guys all fucking dunked on me so fucking hard. Like the verbal abuse that I got for like even attempting to not drink was so outrageous that I was like, okay, fuck it, and like obviously got hammered.
Dude, I remember.
Yeah, and so we were all like just in that mindset. It was a very like it was a very fun time, but in a lot of ways like a very toxic time. Not to like throw that overused word around, but like we were all in it. You know, to some degree.
There was some definite peer pressure going on when we were younger.
Yeah, which I think is true for a lot of people. So it's not like that's something I hold against anybody. Like I think that's a very normal quote unquote experience for people. Is that their friends are people just aren't thinking about long term shit when you're in your early 20s.
Yeah, no,
you know, but you should.
There's a lot of gray bump. Man, you're hitting their books and hitting their streets. Won't be hard to find. Telling you questions, asking me to hide. Asking me to hide. Happy birthday. Who's ever birthday? It is today. Born on yesterday. It's a wonder you're still alive. And they're telling you questions. And they're asking me lies. Oh, little boy zoo, and the Rock Brothers helpful friends. Butterfly train never ends, never ends. Bar mitzvah for 700 years. Selfish spray, you don't drive, whoa. Telling me to hide. And they're asking me to hide. Telling you questions. And they're asking me to hide. Happy birthday. Who's ever birthday? It is today. Only sex,
I do now. I think about my credit score now. Could be a lot better. Did a number on that.
Yeah. To quote another drill tweet for the second time this episode, I will say, yes, when we were younger, we definitely stared directly at God and walked backwards into hell.
Yeah, I guess so. What was the first one you quoted?
My family is dying.
Oh, I don't.
It's someone
I don't
who's
know
good at,
drill
budgeting.
tweets like that. That's
Yeah. You know some.
I do. I mean, I know who he is, and I have that book, but I don't what's I'm trying to think. I know his most famous one that he started with was just no.
Yeah.
That one I know, but yeah, I can't think of one off the top of my head. But he's funny.
Yeah.
So what else? There was something else. Oh, you know what? So I don't need to go on and on about it because I think this is something that a lot of people already know about.
Yeah.
But I just discovered
it was talked about quite a bit on podcasts back in the day.
Yeah. So I'm late, years late to this, but just to mention it briefly, I just learned about the Jeremy Renner app from like 2017, 2018, and like that's baffling to me. So I feel like again, I didn't realize how late to the fucking game I was with this because everybody that I've mentioned it to is like, you didn't know about this? Like, no, I had no fucking clue. But he created signed on with some company to create like an Instagram clone that was just
Only
about
for
Jeremy Renner, and apparently it became like wildly toxic, like very spooky and weird, and they ended up taking it down.
Well, yeah, because you would pay money to interact directly with him.
Yeah.
So it was like all like a Jeremy Renner fan Instagram app.
Yeah, very weird.
And like I think the only person who could post on it was Jeremy Renner. And then, or I'm not sure if other people
you could comment and stuff, but I don't think you could.
Yeah,
make
that's what
posts.
I'm saying. So like you could comment, and then you could pay money to promote your comment,
right?
And so that like he would like see it and like respond to you. But and it's just like I struggle to think of a funnier celebrity to have this app than fucking Jeremy Renner.
Dude, yeah, well, that's the thing that really blew my mind.
Like, who could possibly have this been funnier about?
Yeah, man. Like, yeah, I really liked the Hurt Locker. Like, I want to...
I'm really into the lamest Avenger.
You know, he's cool. Yeah, he doesn't... I mean, some of the Avengers have pretty sick powers, but like...
Yeah, he doesn't even have powers.
No.
He just shoots a bow.
He's really good at it, though.
Yeah, he's really good at shooting a bow, but he just shoots a bow.
Yeah. He's kind of like a less cool Batman.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he didn't even have his own movie, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they gave him a miniseries.
Yeah, but it wasn't... Oh, yeah, it was just Hawkeye, wasn't it? Yeah. But yeah, no, it's just like, I struggle to think of a single celebrity that would be... It's like such a forgettable A-list celebrity.
Is he A-list?
Back then, I would say yes. These days, not so much.
Not since the plow accident.
He got like brutally injured, and
he got like run over by a fucking snowplow, dude.
Yeah, and he was like infirm for like a year or two. Or something.
Which is not a good. If CK3 has taught me anything, it's like once you go infirm, you don't go back.
Yeah. So now he stars in some sort of milk substitute commercial, dairy-free milk commercial.
Yeah, he's not A-list anymore. I mean, Matthew McConaughey does a ton of ads, and he's still A-list, I would say. But I don't know. I feel like there's a certain point where you become just like an ad guy.
Yeah,
you know,
kind of like William Shatner.
Yes, Shatner's not A-list for sure. You know who else is like maybe flirted with it, but I don't think is John Hamm.
Oh, he's A-list.
You think John Hamm is A-list, dude? What's he 100%. Been in that was A-list?
Don Draper, fucking
No,
Mad
I
Men.
Understand, but like it's been a while since Mad Men.
Nah, he's still in a lot of movies.
You think
man.
so?
Yeah. Oh, he's 100% A-list. You're crazy, dude.
I'm not. Hey, look, I'm not like. Look, you're getting a little aggressive here. I'm not making some stand about John Hamm. You can relax.
I'm just saying he's a very handsome man.
Do you have his app? Do you have his app?
I have Hamstagram.
Yeah, Hamstagram.
Instaham.
Dude, Hamstagram. That would be really funny. He would be a good candidate to make an app like that, dunking on the Jeremy Renner app, though, because he's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So anyway, I didn't know about that whole thing, and I was reading a little bit about it, and it's very odd. I know it's wild to me that again, like of all people, Jeremy Renner. But whatever. I know that this is passe.
The Renner app, yeah.
Yeah, the Renner app.
But it did devolve into like wild toxicity.
Yeah,
sort of similar to one of my favorite accounts, Club Chalamet on Twitter.
Oh my god!
I'm not sure if you know.
No, I've seen it.
She got arrested for like. Yeah, she got like arrested for stalking Timothy Chalamet. She was like hiding in the bushes outside his apartment. And then like. So there was also an excellent fucking little event where at the Met Gala, Timothy Chalamet wasn't at the Met Gala, but Irish actor Barry Keoghan was, and she was like, I don't know why she like hates Barry Keoghan and thinks that he's trying to like ape on Timothy Chalamet's fucking spot, which those are two very different actors, I think, but like she made a post where it's just Barry Keoghan like standing there with this picture taken on the Met Gala, and she was just like, "He will never be him."
I'm looking at it right now. Sometimes she posts as if she is him.
Yeah, it's some real fucking parasocial freak shit, dude. It's so good.
And she'll post like weird shit like, oh, like new Knives Out cast announced, and she's like, not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping Timothy Chalamet would be cast. Like, oh yeah, were you hoping Timothy Chalamet would be in this? Club Chalamet? Yeah. Like, that's very funny to me. Like an actor's fan page where all you do is post like upcoming new movies and be like, yeah, this is pretty cool. Would be better if Timothy Chalamet was in it though.
Dude, yeah.
Terminator 4. Yeah. What if the Terminator was Timothy Chalamet? Maybe they. I don't know if they thought of that. I don't know if they even considered that.
Yeah. I was watching Terminator 2 today, and it just struck me, man. Imagine if Timothy Chalamet was somehow able to have starred as the child in this instead of fucking Edward Furlong.
Yeah.
And.
Yeah, whoever telegraphed...
They should digitally dub over Edward Furlong with Timothy Chalamet.
Big Lord of the Rings fan, and I know everybody goes apeshit for Andy Serkis, but really, really interesting alternative Gollum casting idea.
Chalamet Gollum.
What about Timothy Chalamet?
Yeah.
What if Gollum was just like a sort of beautiful, sort of genderless...
androgynous, sharp-chinned young man.
Yeah, yeah.
Hashtag release the Chalamet cut.
Timothée Chalamet. You know it's Timothée, right?
I will never say that.
No, yeah, he doesn't either.
Yeah,
he's actually French, he seems like a pretty cool dude. But he's like, yeah, my name is actually Timothée, but I would never ask anybody to fucking say that outside of France. Like, it's really dumb. But actually, here's the thing. I do like Timothée Chalamet. And I really like Dune. And I thought he was fucking great in Dune.
No.
You know? I think he's a great Paul Muad'Dib.
Yeah.
Usul.
You know, I recently watched.
Whoa, dude! What are you fucking stupid? Just your reaction to that was very funny. You're just like, what was going through my head?
Fucking idiot! Fuck! Yeah. Fucking stupid. No, I recently
Sorry for all
watched...
the audio clips that I'm sure just happened.
Yeah. I recently watched a Dune adjacent movie this week.
What in
Furiosa,
that there were
Max
sand
Saga.
dunes in it?
What's that?
I said in that there were sand dunes in it.
Yeah, lots of dunes. Actually, probably honestly more sand dunes than in Dune. Either Dune.
There's a lot of fucking sand dunes in Dune, just in shots.
That's the only thing that's in Furiosa.
Is sand
That's
dunes?
basically it.
Not cars.
Dunes, yeah. But they're in the dunes.
What about people? Are there people in Furiosa?
There's people in Dune as well.
I don't know. Yeah.
I think thinks you might be overstating it. Yeah. No. It was good. It definitely stepped down from the two most goated Mad Max movies, which are Road Warrior and Fury Road. But it was good. I enjoyed it.
I really Road Warrior is good. That's Mad Max 2, right?
I know you like. I know you like Road Warrior.
I love Road Warrior.
You should have.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love Road Warrior. I like Mad Max, but I actually think I saw Road Warrior first, and I don't think I realized that it was part of a series when I first saw it as a kid. And Lord Humongous.
I actually
is
the first one
my
Lord Humongous,
favorite character from that franchise. I
Yeah,
just fucking love him.
actually, the first Mad Max movie I ever watched was Fury Road, and I saw it like a few times, and then I watched Beyond Thunderdome probably second.
I like that movie, but
night.
it's a third.
It
movie
is
in the
it's a
series.
tale of two movies. It's
Yeah.
definitely a tale of two movies. The first half is definitely a Mad Max movie.
Yeah.
The second half, you can very much tell that it is by the director of Happy Feet and Babe 2, Pig in the City.
Right.
It's like it like devolves into like a kids movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
so
very,
weird.
very odd. And I remember a lot
Yeah,
of times
the
as a kid
first
kinda
half
turning
is
it
like
off once they escape Thunderdome or whatever, and he like
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the first half is like brutal and weird and freaky.
and he's long-haired
and,
Mel Gibson because it was like around the time of Braveheart, maybe a little before Braveheart. He's like mulleted
Yeah,
Mel Gibson.
it's also supposed to take place like I love the Mad Max timeline. It just like makes absolutely zero sense.
Yeah.
So like the first movie is supposed to take place in the mid '80s, like during like societal collapse. Then Road Warrior is supposed to take place like a few years after that, after like total societal collapse. But there's still like world governments engaging in war, but like everything's like broken down outside of like the urban centers.
Right.
Then the third one, Beyond Thunderdome, is supposed to take place like 15 years later after a global nuclear war. And like everything's done. Now it's truly the apocalypse. And then Fury Road is supposed to take place like 50 years after Beyond Thunderdome.
Yeah.
But Max has like not really aged.
Well, he's younger.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. If anything, he seems younger. And,
and then Furiosa takes place like 15 to 20 years before Fury Road. But anyway, so I watched like them all out of order. But then I recently just watched Fury Road right before Furiosa, and dude, that movie is like maybe one of my favorite movies.
that's
of
a
all time
fantastic movie.
Dude, from the word go,
Yeah.
like the movie starts with like all of these insane flashbacks and like an insane long-haired looking Max sitting there with like a two-headed like lizard near him, and then he stabs it with his boot and just rips its heads off and eats it and like slurps it down. And from the word go is just like absolutely fucking batshit insane.
Yeah. Immortan
It's so
Joe.
good.
Like, what a good fucking...
Who's played the original Immortan Joe, is played by the same guy who plays Toe Cutter in the first one.
I don't remember. Oh, yeah. He was like
Toe Cutter's the leader of the bike gang.
Yeah, of the bike
in the
gang.
first
That's
one.
right.
Yeah,
That's
so
right.
He died after Fury Road, so they recast him for Furiosa.
Yeah.
But then it's got my boy Nathan Jones as Rictus Erectus
Yeah.
in both Fury Road and Furiosa.
Oh, he comes back for Furiosa? And you said Chris
yeah.
Hemsworth is like fucking transcendent in this movie. You said he's
Dude,
like,
yeah.
amazing.
So that's the thing with Furiosa. Like, I knew at the time Anya Taylor-Joy was a total miscast, and absolutely that holds true. I just assumed that was probably a studio thing.
Yeah.
As opposed to George Miller. And like, to be honest, also she's only in like half the movie, because like the first half of the movie takes place when she's a kid, so they have like a child actor for her. And like Anya Taylor-Joy has like I think something like 30 lines of dialogue in the actual movie.
Yeah, it's very sparse.
But like she's just so baby faced.
She also looked in the ads like they did some sort of weird CGI to her face, which I don't.
They
know.
did.
Yeah.
So they throughout the movie they used some kind of like CGI to morph the child actor's face slowly into Anya Taylor-Joy's.
Yeah. It looks odd. It looks very uncanny valley.
And I just don't buy her. It's not like Charlize Theron is like a very fucking like she's like a pretty aggressive actress. And
she's
like,
also
she
great.
definitely
Yeah,
plays,
I love Charlize Theron.
Yeah, and she's like she can be
Mr.
like
F.
yeah, Mr. F.
One of the best
but she-
like guest starring roles on a show ever, I think, is Charlize Theron.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
Arrested Development.
Arrested Development. Yeah, but like, yeah, she's like a very physical actress, and it's like she can be a scary person. I mean, she was in Monster.
Oh
you know
yeah,
what I
she
mean?
was great
But-
as Eileen Wuornos. Yeah.
Yeah. But like Anya Taylor-Joy, dude, I'm sorry, man, I don't buy it. But the real star of it is fucking Chris Hemsworth as Dementus. Get that dude out of Marvel yesterday.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
dude,
he's actually
he is-
very talented.
Yeah, he is such an unrestrained freak in that movie.
Yeah.
Like, just like non-stop killing it. It's so good.
Yeah.
And he's got this big weird prosthetic nose too. It's hysterical. Yeah. He's great.
Well, I think that was good because he's so beautiful. You gotta divorce him from being like perfect man Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Put a big
Yeah, I mean,
schnoz on him or
he's
something.
still got those triceps. I'll tell you
Oh,
that.
the dude is roided out of his fucking brain. But he also, I mean, he lives like a pretty clean life. The dude's on gear.
He's
absolutely.
Yeah, he's in Disney movies. He is, of course, on gear.
He's on gear.
Like, they're all fucking geared out of their mind.
Yeah.
But, yeah, fucking, he's so good in that. Yep.
Speaking of cool things to see, we're going to go see Knocked Loose tonight.
Yes.
Evan and I are seeing a hardcore band, Knocked Loose. It's funny that they're, like, considered just a hardcore band. Because to me, that's deathcore, you know? But it's not cool to be deathcore. So a lot of bands now that are playing deathcore call themselves hardcore bands because they don't want to be
down
deathcore.
hardcore.
Yeah, like beat down hardcore, which is also
or honestly just like metalcore now, like shit like Jesus Piece and stuff like that. Usually just call it metalcore now, which is a totally different metalcore than the metalcore from when we grew up.
Yeah,
like,
especially
you know
the New England metalcore scene was a very like melodic metalcore thing, which some of that I still like nostalgically, but like it was very different. And then there's like OG metalcore, which is closer to this stuff. And then there's stuff like Shai Hulud. There's a lot of things that can be called metalcore. Metal genres are frustrating, to say the least. But that'll be fun. So if we don't have another episode ever, just know that it's because we got crowd killed at Knocked Loose, and some try-hard fucking dude in a windbreaker like roundhouse kick.
I mean, it's gonna be pretty hot. I'm not sure there's gonna be any windbreakers there.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, I guess so.
Backwards
flat brim hat and a windbreaker zipped all the way up. You know that motherfucker is gonna break your nose first chance.
Yeah.
To know that you're okay, but I don't want you to go on.
Anyway, so I guess we should talk about the big current event that is happening right now.
Our big, beautiful baby boy.
Yeah. So DJ Trump, Donald J. Trump.
DJT.
And if you are watching like MSNBC or CNN, this is the greatest thing to ever fucking happen. But he's been
liberals
convicted.
are fucking resistance libs are fucking absolutely running up the score.
Yeah, which is crazy to me because it's like, man, I like if anybody
He had his best fundraising day ever.
Oh, dude, people that
Thursday.
like him, they love this shit. Because here's the thing, man. People that like Donald Trump, and I'll dive into this a little bit, but they've got an obsession with victimization, and it's either because they are actually downtrodden people who, through rhetoric and trickery, have been convinced that like this fucking fascist billionaire is the guy that actually cares about them and their struggles, or they are well-off people who are have like a victim complex and so greatly desire, despite being part of either the religious or the racial or the
petty bourgeois. They're the petty bourgeois. They're the car dealerships. Dealership owners, they're the fucking multiple, like they're the fucking
landlords with like
McDonald's franchisees and all that shit. They're the petty bourgeois.
They're not like the richest guy but they're like that upper middle to lower upper class of
they own a boat comfortably.
Right.
Like,
they have a second home. And here's the thing,
Yeah.
they are obsessed with the notion of being victimized. And Donald Trump understands that and plays into it. Like, this idea that, like, despite being, like, as well off as anyone should ever expect to be, they are somehow being stepped on constantly and, like, need someone to stand up for them because they're culture. And, like, what better thing could happen?
Their whiteness is on trial.
It's on
today.
trial.
Their whiteness is on
and what
trial.
better thing could happen to a candidate who preys upon the victim obsession of a
woke
large group.
mob quite literally fucking indicted him.
Yeah.
I did everything perfectly, and they indicted me. And now
they couldn't handle
they convicted
how good I
me.
was at the job. And unfortunately for me and for all of you folks, they've decided it's illegal to be the best president. And like, dude, and people love that shit.
These are very nasty people.
They've made him into a fucking martyr, dude. They've made him into a martyr. Literally, the amount of Trump is just like Jesus memes that are unironically floating around now. It's the notion that this will do anything but like win him the presidency is fucking insane. Like, and people are just like, no, it's important. It's not. The whole thing, if he's right about one thing, it's that these people prosecuting him in New York are just doing it for like career clout and like do not actually. It's such a nihilistic move, such a cynical nihilistic move.
Dude,
on the part of
that's
all
the
these
thing
people.
too. He didn't get like convicted of trying to overturn the election.
No.
He didn't get convicted. Like he was literally on trial for just doing shady business dealings and got found guilty of like paying people off.
Yeah,
like you know what I mean. Like he didn't get found guilty of trying to launch a coup. He didn't get found guilty of trying to overturn the election. He didn't get found guilty of fucking a porn star. Like none of that shit was what he was on trial for. It was just making shady payments, hush money payments.
Yeah, and I think really functionally, at least in the scope of like now until the election. All this really is going to do is prevent him from voting for himself. Because he's a convicted felon. So he just can't vote. He can still get elected.
I'm not sure if that comes... I'm not sure when that comes into effect. Because, like, obviously he's immediately appealing it. So, I'm not really sure if that... You have to wait until sentencing or whatever for that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Effect. But the sentencing, no matter what, is not going to happen until, like, well after the election.
Yeah, he'll probably be president.
like,
and then what is he? He can just pardon himself.
Well, not necessarily. These are, like, state crimes, I think.
Oh, that's right.
Like, he can pardon himself for federal, but he can't do it for state.
Yeah.
I think he can just, like, kind of, like, put pressure on government or whatever, but... whatever happens there will be very interesting. We are for sure in uncharted territory.
Yeah. Oh, it's not that this isn't interesting. Like, and when people treat this like it's nothing, that's also frustrating because it's not. And I don't want to make the case that this is not worth following or not worth knowing about, right? But it's not the win that like MSNBC libs think it is.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like,
it's like
he's not going
because like
down.
even like all of this shit that he did, like generally speaking, people don't go to prison for like all this shit. Now he got convicted of a shit ton of felonies.
Yeah.
So maybe the actual brevity of the amount, who knows? But like generally speaking, these aren't crimes people go to jail for. Rich people don't go to jail for paying people off. That doesn't happen.
It's of course not.
That fucking never happens.
You know what ends up happening?
Like,
they pay fines for it because they've got the scratch.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's all ultimately what anyone wants.
Yeah, and then it's just fucking.
You only go to prison if you can't afford to like pay for your crimes with money.
Yeah, exactly.
It's which is whatever, some lame-o, not a hot take, but it'll be interesting to see where this goes. And I don't want to be one of these like doom and gloom fucking leftist podcasters who's like he's gonna get elected, but like because I don't think he should.
He's probably
right?
gonna get elected.
Yeah. I mean, I think the writing's kind of on the wall as far as I can
Fucking
tell. But
Joe
what do I
Biden
know?
is
Like
just yeah.
Well, here's the
Like,
thing, man. Joe Biden has shot himself in the foot in every conceivable way over the past year at least. It was already well, it was already
listing.
fucking
Yeah,
rough
he was
before
already
this.
listing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was already listing, and then he decided to fucking do this thing with Israel.
And I'm not kidding myself. Like people are always going on and on and on about like, well, imagine if it was Trump. It's like, okay, well, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna pretend that I think
it doesn't fucking matter, right?
It doesn't matter
fucking
because
matter
the
who's
reality of the
president.
situation is that it's happening right now under Biden. Like,
Yeah.
And I'm not kidding myself that Donald Trump would not play ball with this. If there's one thing that like our government
But if this is going to happen no matter what, then we don't actually have any fucking power. That doesn't fucking matter.
That's
it doesn't
the thing.
fucking
It's like
matter.
people are making this case like it's supposed to convince me to like be passionate about Joe Biden when it's like, dude, I'm sorry, but if my only choices are like genocide from the party that is nicer about it with their rhetoric or genocide from the party that are overtly fascist, like what's the choice, man? Like,
and like here's the thing too, like Roe versus Wade was like overturned under Biden. Like we are like losing abortion access across the country under Joe Biden, and this genocide is happening under Joe Biden. All these things, it's like so it doesn't fucking matter who's president because either he doesn't have any fucking power, so it doesn't fucking matter, and all these things are happening no matter what, or he does have power and he's willfully using it to ignore other things that are important, while also like engaging in this fucking
Either he's a
Israel
bad president
business.
because he's ineffectual for reasons he can't
Because
control,
he's a small bean.
or he's a bad president because he's ineffectual for reasons that he can control. And either way, it's not like a good.
It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, it's and you know what? I think a large part of it is just that he's the least likable, charismatic person ever, and there's no like actual broad support behind him. He won last time because people that would otherwise have found him repulsive were willing to take a chance on him because they understood that the alternative was Donald Trump. But now that we've experienced both, and I don't think you should go out and vote for Donald Trump. Like, that dude is fucking horrible, and he's an idiot, and he's a fascist. So I don't ever want this to be construed as like one of these like. I think people that anybody that like remember in the first time Trump got elected when like Bernie got knocked out and a bunch of like proposed Bernie voters like went over and voted for Trump. That's dog shit, right? Like that's some fucking weak-minded dog shit. But like fuck, man, we are just absolutely stuck. We're absolutely stuck. What choice do we have? Who are we supposed to get excited about?
President Xi, sir. You may fire when ready. My people yearn for freedom, President Xi, Chairman Xi. Your soldiers are in position. You may fire when ready.
I guess so.
Yeah. But no, yeah, it's so like it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't fucking matter who's president. Like the wheels are coming off this thing. At this point, I think that's like it's pretty clear. So just I will vote for you for president. In November. I still vote. I just write in funny people or people that are my friends. And that's what I'm going to do again.
Yeah.
But yeah, shit sucks, man.
Yeah, you guys can vote for me if you want.
Yeah, Cameron from Left Unread. Just write that in.
Yeah. That's me.
Yeah. They'll know who. They'll know who that is.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I'll step forward if I get enough. I'll reveal my identity if I get enough votes that make it worthwhile. Yeah. Like everyone out there fucking gives a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the mask off.
Yeah. Well,
I'll take my N95 mask off finally. It's so crusted over.
Yeah.
It's like part of my face now.
Yeah, like your beard has grown over it and through it and shit, and
Yeah.
it's just like all like boogers and shit, just like caked
Yeah,
on.
and there's cum in there too. Don't ask how.
Yeah. Lots of horse cum. Yeah.
What?
Horse
No,
cum
that's
N95.
animal abuse, dude. I would never abuse an animal.
I know you could have just like it could be a.
Oh, that I bought it. Maybe I
stud.
bought it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's, some horse out to stud, and you bought a drum of it, and you
A drum,
just
dude.
pick it up.
Drum. Imagine trying to use a drum of horse cum before it went bad. What's the expiration? I don't fucking know. Anyway, so
I mean, you could probably keep
I
it
don't. Let's
frozen.
just come on, pal. Let's just fucking keep it moving. There's no. We're not.
Minus 20 degrees Celsius, dude.
All
That
right.
shit will stay fine.
We're not. We're not going to go down this road.
Standard storage conditions there.
I did a whole
Minus
episode
20
about
freezer.
drinking piss, and I think we've got to call it. I think we got to pull the plug on this bit. I think we got to call it. I think it's time. I think it's run its course. Very funny. It was
Whomst
very
amongst
funny.
us does not enjoy a nice tall glass of horse cum.
You're such a child. You're such a petulant child.
Yep.
So anyway, all this to say, keep your eyes on this shit. Like, it is interesting, but it's just not gonna be the thing.
It's a potential constitutional crisis in the works.
Yeah.
And folks, we love our constitutional crises.
We do. I think that it's depressing to see the Democratic Party investing more like effort into trying to win this shit in the courts because they know that they probably can't pull it off at the ballot box, and it's like, ooh, is that a good sign?
Also, I do love the fucking Hillary Clinton.
Oh, the mug, dude. The mug.
And like, first of all, okay, so for like, listen, what the this whole thing? Oh, she was right about everything. What the fuck was she right about? She was the one who promoted this dude to begin with.
Well, I
She's
do
the
think
one
that
who
she was right when she urged her husband to bomb the former Yugoslav republics. I do think that was. She urged him in the strongest terms. Actually, that was
the first time that she talked to him after he nutted on Monica Lewinsky
the
was
one
to
thing
tell
that
him to
got her
fucking bomb
Kosovo, I think.
Yugoslav.
She was only willing to break her righteous silence
Tell him to bomb Serbia.
to be like, dude, you
what a
need to
fucking
bomb the
bankrupt
Balkans.
fucking dude. What a bankrupt piece of shit. But like this whole thing, like, oh, she was right about everything. It's like, what the fuck was she right about, dude? She's the one who promoted him to begin with. She's the one who wanted to run against him. She's the one who decided that it wasn't worthwhile to fucking campaign in like Michigan and shit. Like a place that like always votes blue. And she was just like, oh yeah, let me look at these polls. Oh, don't believe them. I'm not gonna fucking campaign in any of these places. I'm gonna fucking spend money campaigning in California,
Right.
in New York because they stroked my fucking ego. Like, what was she right about? She wasn't right about fucking shit. She lost. She fucking didn't know how to win. Like, this whole shit. Oh yeah, she was right about everything. The only thing that she was right about was that Donald Trump would be a bad president. And I'm sorry, you don't get credit for that because most people agree.
Everyone knew he was a bad
Like, what are
president.
you fucking talking about, dude?
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Go shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, dude. Shut up.
so
Like,
bad,
fucking
dude.
asshole.
She sucks so
Shut
bad.
the fuck up.
Like, if there was
God,
an
I hate
award for like least gracious loser of all time, she would sweep that shit. She
like, listen, like, obviously I wasn't happy that Trump was president, but it was fucking awesome how she ate shit so fucking
it
hard.
was so bad.
Like, she deserved it more than
and their
anybody
debates
else has
are
ever deserved it.
legitimately hysterical to watch. Where she's like trying to
He's
make
just
points, and he's
standing
just
behind
walking
her.
like, yes, I know she's ugly, huh, folks? She really,
Yeah.
she's a really old, stupid idiot, isn't she?
Wrong.
Wrong.
Yeah. And he's just like ambling behind her.
Yeah, dude. Circling her like a fucking old diseased hyena. Like, I might have one more gazelle in me.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, dude.
So let's go. We're gonna go listen to some angry music, and we'll figure it out. It'll be fine.
Yeah, all right. I think this about cooked here.
Medium rare, just how we like.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
It's
So
done.
anyway, yeah. So I do want to say, folks, especially for our Patreon subscribers, we apologize for the sporadic release schedule lately. Cam's been getting worked like a dog, and we've kind of been like on very opposite schedules right now. So it's been tough for us to line up. But we do have. We're gonna get back to our bread and butter, written scripted episodes starting next week. So we got stuff coming in for that, bringing back some of the series that we've long been working on now. But so all that stuff's coming. We haven't just devolved into piss and cum jokes.
No, I know, and I think the thing is that we'd rather like put something out than put nothing out.
Yeah.
But
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, it's just been hard.
It's been a tough stretch right now for us. So
personally,
we're both
not tough bad. I mean, we're doing okay. It's just been busy. Like,
yeah. We're working men. We gotta work to support ourselves here. So for people who don't support us on Patreon and just listen for free, I don't really give a fuck. But for our Patreon subscribers, we will get some of that content back to you shortly. And if you do want to become one of the chosen few, one of the who will ride shiny and chrome into Valhalla with us on the Fury Road, then you can support us on Patreon. Mm-hmm. You can go to patreon.com/leftunread, and you can contribute a small monthly amount to help keep the podcast going. And eventually, once we get a certain amount of subscribers or some other things in the works, we could we'll start releasing stuff.
I think we should decide how many subscribers that is. We don't have to do that right now, but I feel like we always say like a certain number. But I feel like we should have an actual number so that we're saying.
Well, we've always said about 50.
Yeah, when we have about 50 subscribers, we will. That I think would be enough to pay for
justify
an extra like day off or something like to just make this shit happen.
Yeah.
Because we are the blue collar, ladies and gentlemen. Evan and I both work at the tuna canning factory.
No.
And
shoving those things into mutilated penises.
Hot,
at the Panuma
stinky
factory.
Tuna right into tight little
tuna
cans.
Cock. Yeah, the tuna cock boys. Yeah. Anyway, if you can't afford that, you can support us in other ways. You can rate and review us on your podcast app of choice. You can also tell people about us. We spread by word of mouth, so you can tell your friends, tell your family, tell your coworkers, tell the man mutilating your penis on the surgical table about us. And maybe he will consider a career. Maybe he will consider a career change. And stick to the balls, ladies and gentlemen. Stick to the balls. And non-binary people also stick to the balls.
Guys and gals and non-binary pals.
Yeah. Ladies and ladies and gentle them.
Yeah, and Will Smith, if you're out there.
Yep.
I think he should be his own category.
Yeah.
How do you compare?
Yep. All right. Anyway, so thank you very much for listening, and we will be back next week with some actual scripted stuff.
Yeah, dude. I'm writing a really good episode, and it's all ball jokes about Evan, dude. It's all about Evan being a fucking piece of shit.
My big.
He thinks that I'm writing
ball sack.
He thinks I'm writing an episode about the Belgian Congo, but actually, it's gonna just be roasts, just really high quality roasts of Evan. Like, can you believe this guy?
And I do have a humiliation fetish, so I will be masturbating the whole time.
What a fucking loser, dude. This guy sucks.
No. Mm-hmm.
What a fucking chump.
Say it again. Say it again.
What a chump, dude.
Say it again.
It's so small, dude. All right. Have a great week.
That's not.
All right, see ya.